Oh, this has been far too long since we did one of these. We've all been on holidays. We've all had other comments. I've been on three separate continents because of my life, but
Wow.
Yeah.
Mr. Worldwide, he's here for now. But
No, that's Jeff Bezos, dude.
Mr. Worldwide
Ever
shipping
since that
levels.
boy has gone to space, it's not been the same. He's not been the same.
Like somebody changed his DNA and sent him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's living it up. He's like, now I will live up and start like flexing. I
Yeah,
show up
literally.
on like Hoodville next or something. You never know.
Yeah.
I
Mr.
wasn't with
Worldwide
you.
shipping.
I was just being shipped to you. Something I don't know. Anyway, we are back on a brand new episode for the year. It's been, like I said, it's been a little while since we've done this because obviously the Christmas period has been difficult. We've been shuttling back and forth between so many other commitments, and it's been quite difficult to get any of us in the room. I, for one, had no equipment when I traveled home for the holidays, and then had to
Yeah.
in a bunch of places, so I didn't carry any equipment. So, but now I'm back, and this show should start having a more consistent upload basis. Is the hope, because every time I say this, and then like there'll be something that shows up, and we'll take like a week's break, but we'll aim to make sure that that doesn't happen this time around. Anyway, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to
Happy
you.
New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New
How
Year.
how has your New Year's been? Before we get into the football of it all, and I'm sure there's plenty to talk about, what was your New Year's like?
Well, Bangalore shut at 10 o'clock for
Oh,
those
beautiful.
that are listening from other cities and and countries. There was a curfew. So I think pretty much everything was happening at either somebody's house or a staycation at some hotel or bungalow out of the
Yeah,
city, whatnot. Yeah.
it was all like somebody's house or a bunch of people booking like a room or
Correct. Yeah.
something like
I mean, I
Yeah.
assume that
It was
was.
chilled. It was chilled. No,
I had a
no
great New Year.
complaints. Yeah.
It was amazing. I was so jet lagged. I went to bed at 6 o'clock and woke up at 5 a.m. It was great. I had no idea. I slept through the whole thing, and it was like, oh, okay, that's what we're to celebrate in New Year's. And
You dropped the ball,
Yeah.
dude, but you didn't see the ball drop.
no, I'm good. You know what? Honestly, I'm good because given I seem to have landed in the Corona capital of the country because
Yeah, yeah.
everybody has it, and it's
Yeah.
just a little frightening.
Apparently, 1 in 20 people in the New York have it.
Like it's
But
just it's a
But there are a
little.
lot of people in my close circle in Bangalore and Bombay that are getting it, and Calcutta also.
I think Goa's positivity rate shot up by 10% over the
Yeah,
last week.
it's crazy.
Um,
Bombay shot up, I think, 90% in 2 days.
what?
I never thought I'd say, oh, Calcutta in any other way. But
Oh god, that's such a Bangalore joke. This is why. Like I feel like if we ever do have an audience, we'll be like maybe the Bangalore show because nobody else in the country will get these stupid references. But to us, it'll be like, oh, hey, guys, damn, that's
Yeah, we know what it is.
okay. Speaking of nice things, Chelsea played Liverpool yesterday, and that was a very nice game to watch. I remember
Yeah, it was really
one
fun.
because there was no midfield control. It was just one end of the
hey,
pitch
what are
to
you
the other.
saying, dude? Kovacic basically bossed that whole midfield. Like, he was like a
Bro,
man possessed.
that first half there was no control. It was both they were just bypassing the midfield to try and
Mm.
I mean, they were
attack the
going
defender.
down that Alonso flank because they knew that guy couldn't track back.
Yeah,
I actually think like Liverpool didn't have that great a game. They had two amazing. Their forwards are those moments of brilliance. I mean, and it's almost expected by at this point. It's like Salah will do this. Mane will pull this.
yeah.
I
Like
mean, I
like
thought
that
Mane got
Salah's
very
goal.
lucky.
But speaking of
Yeah,
Mane,
Mane.
yeah, I wanted to get your views on the
Oh yeah,
fouls
dude,
within the
he
first
needs to
minute.
stop doing that. Like he really needs to
Yeah,
stop doing that. I watched that foul again, 15 seconds in. He does it every big game that I've seen him, like especially against Arsenal. Now Hash, I know great love for Arsenal.
yeah,
Every big game, he'll go and elbow a dude, and he's going to get sent off, and I really hope he does get sent off soon for it
He
because
should
it's now
have,
getting
yeah.
out of hand. Yeah.
The
No, but
thing
he
is, he
should, he
never.
should have got
So
sent
I've
off.
seen him do this like some 7 times, where he doesn't go directly elbow. He'll go like cross arm.
Mm.
So it's like, oh, it's going with the natural body position or something and all.
Dude,
And I don't necessarily agree that the game just started. So in the first minute, you can't give a red card or something like that. That's bullshit.
yes,
Yeah,
like
but if it has to be given, it has to be given. There's
so
no,
Yeah,
there,
that's
there
what I'm
shouldn't
saying.
be
There has
two.
to be
There
given.
shouldn't
Has
be
to be
two
given.
options. Like
you gave him a yellow card for it. It was very much a red card offense because if he's got yes, he's got his eyes on the ball. He's got his eyes on the ball, but he's also like moved
but
his arm.
yeah, he clearly knows where Aspie was.
He's not
Yeah, he
jumping.
knows.
Yeah,
It's so even the commentator said that, oh, if you got the elbow, then it should be a red card, but he got his arm, and that's just because he missed. It's the same as like if you went like a tackle boots up and the other player jumped,
yeah.
you should still give a red card, dude. That's still a very bad boots up offense, right? It's the same thing here.
Like Dave said it right. He said, "I first minute, last minute, it was a stupid decision. It was a red card," and I completely agreed with him.
Yeah.
I think, and also like he's fortunate to stay on the pitch and fortunate to get his goal because I think it's a Chalaba mistake that gives him his chance. Chalaba tries to go with his head, and then you expect moments like these.
I
And
mean,
he's
that was like
probably
some ping pong,
yeah, like
something, one goal.
Something. Yeah,
it's just he was in. I mean, you're going to see these kind of inconsistencies in his games. He's been very good through this season. Probably one of Chelsea's better defenders. And and then when it was 25, it was 2-0 up in 25 minutes. I thought Liverpool were going to cruise with this until Mateo Kovacic pops up and bam. Dude,
that was a
you
brilliant
think
goal.
about there's one thing that really annoyed me about that goal is that it goes in and I'm like, holy shit. And then they go to VAR check. For what?
Yeah,
Yeah, what was that about? Like, I mean, like, I don't
Anthony Taylor,
understand.
dude.
Yeah, it made
It's all the
zero
Chelsea hate.
sense.
Yeah, it made no sense at all. Yeah,
And I was like, dude, why are you slowing the game down? Like right now, the crowd is up for it because perfectly legitimate goal. Even if Mendy was in, even if
Yeah.
Mendy was in, like if there was no Rudiger near the on the goal line, Mendy was not. I'm not saying Mendy. Keller was not saving it.
yeah. There was no chance he would have
It was,
saved it.
There's no
it was,
chance,
it was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I mean, they were not involved at all. It's just, I don't know why. They had to do a VAR check. And this is the first game that we had safe standing in our stadium. And that's why you could hear that noise, dude. Like Stamford Bridge energy was like insanely off the charts. If that was not a goal, I think there would have been like some riot or something. It would have just like grand.
It would have been stupid. That would have been and kind of like slowed the game down. And I thought it was going to affect the momentum, but clearly not because um, uh, Chelsea started to target. Ironically, they started targeting the Trent wing, but more than Trent, they were going after Van Dijk. And I think the second goal is very much Van Dijk's mistake. He's too far.
He should have tracked cross.
Yeah,
he
and
wasn't able to track
made it easy.
so far up with Shimikas. It left this huge gap for Pulisic and I forget the other person. There were two Chelsea players in that. Two Chelsea players in that
Kante just
position.
came and passed the ball up. I think Havertz and Pulisic were up there.
Possibly, yeah. And it was either pick of he could either square it or shoot. I mean, he had options there, and continuously, I think Chelsea had one more chance just before halftime. And again, it was a Van Dijk error where it just about squeezed wide of the goal.
Shit.
Yeah, and Liverpool very lucky to go in at halftime. I remember I was talking to a few Liverpool fans who were giving me a lot of grief because I was like, dude, your team is obviously shitting the bed. And then on comes the second half, and I think at the end of it, I feel the game like died down, like the intensity, everything. Just each team was trying not to lose.
Yeah, but Mendy played a really great second half.
There was a good 10-minute spell where Mendy blocked everything. I remember Salah bursting through on goal, Mane having a shot, and Mendy like running out of his box at the right time.
There was a long chip shot of sort of goal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
top right corner. It was brilliant. Yeah.
So, and then by the end of it, I think the happiest person would have probably been Pep Guardiola because now he's gone 10 clear.
Yeah, dude. In all of this, Man City won. 10-point lead, like no one's catching them. The league is done.
It's crazy.
And the funny thing is now Liverpool's players go to AFCON. I mean, they go for 3 games at the most.
Yeah.
And and Chelsea, I don't know anyone from Chelsea. I think Mendy goes to AFCON as well, right?
Yeah, Mendy, dude.
Mm.
We get Lord Kepa back.
He's been good this season for the most part. And I
Yeah, he's
honestly,
always been like, I need to prove my metal. I need to. They need to sell me, so I need to at least do something so that they can sell me.
I don't think Mendy, Kepa. Funnily enough, Kepa isn't the biggest
Doesn't
problem at
Ziyech also
Chelsea.
go?
Sorry,
Hmm?
Doesn't
Ziyech,
Ziyech also go?
Morocco. I don't think Chelsea miss Ziyech as much.
No, but
Yeah, I don't think so.
we're just talking about people, players that have
Yeah, I
leaving
think Morocco. I
AFCON.
Dude,
think
like
they go. Yeah.
yesterday's game, like we played without George. I actually like the Kovacic Kante duo better than the Jorginho. Because generally, like I haven't seen a game like this in years, dude. Like
Mm.
since like first Mourinho time, where like we have that much energy and that much intensity of pressing and speed and
Conte,
it was
I'd
just
say.
so
No,
quick.
Kante, yeah.
Hmm?
under Conte it was like that, right?
No, but it was still a lot more control. Like generally, we're a lot more physical. Like
Hmm.
we have a
Mm.
Lukaku, Reece James, Jorginho, these kind of big guys on the pitch,
Hmm.
being physical and more controlled. There was no control, dude. It was just everyone's running like up down, full energy. Because we had
Yeah.
Havertz and Pulisic and Kovacic, and these guys are not physical. They're just like fast and like like pinpoint passing, and that's
Hmm.
it. And yeah,
But
so I've not seen that kind of energy in that kind of quick game in a Chelsea game in years. So I was like very happy to see it.
and you know what? They looked
Yeah.
so much better without Lukaku, who I think we should get to right now. Because uh, why? The operative word here is why. Because
I mean, I don't know, dude. I think like this meltdown has been like blown like 20x of what it is. So Lukaku is an experienced player. He knows the words that he's saying is going to make what kind of impact that it's going
Yeah.
to make. But he also said the truth, dude. He's like, dude, Tushal's using some other system that doesn't make use of me the way I need to be used.
Yeah.
Okay, which is true, but I mean, the manager also won the Champions League without Lukaku with this system.
yeah,
Okay, so you can't blame the manager. Okay, in their rights, both are right. But the thing is, the
Yeah.
timing of it. I mean, it's always going to be bad timing. But don't do it fucking before a Liverpool game. Like, don't
no, the
do
thing
it
is they
at
did
one
it.
of the most
Okay,
important games of the season, where like
he so
Tushar said this right. Like match preparation got screwed because they prepared for it for 3 days
Mm.
with Lukaku, and then he went and said some shit, and then the manager had to reprimand him. Like, if you're the manager, you have to be in
Yeah.
control of your
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Totally.
And then they had to
So
change everything and then do 1 day training, and yeah, that really fucked
But
the
if
whole team up.
but if he's the Lukaku that we all know, do you think he would have been effective in this game?
no,
Dude, like that second half, right? All our subs made us much worse, not better.
Mm.
Okay,
I just feel
maybe a Lukaku could have helped.
Yeah.
did Werner come on? I'm not sure if he did. I don't
He's
think he
injured,
played.
no?
He's injured. No?
Oh, okay. So
He was
that
sitting.
explains
He
the
was sitting
absence.
with Reece James, I think, if I'm not wrong,
So
in
this
Yeah,
the
dude.
in the
idiot.
stands.
See, all right, fine. You have been there 5 months. The team has spunked 100 million on you, and
Yeah.
suddenly, in the last month, I'd say for Chelsea has not been the best. And I think this game 2 days, and he did the interviews supposedly 3 weeks before, and Sky Italia chose to drop it the day after Chelsea drew to Brighton.
Mm.
And if you watch the Brighton that game, the second half Chelsea got outplayed. They absolutely roasted Brighton. Graham Potter somewhere he's going somewhere big, but he let him go at his own pace.
But he's good.
So good, and then
Yeah.
Vision Welbeck pops up in the 90th minute to equalize.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Insane.
but it's like the timing of it really, and the stuff that he said. He keeps saying he's 29 years old. He's 20 29 this year anyway, right? And he keeps saying, "I want to go back to Italy, not at the end of my career, but when I'm still at the top of my game." Okay, fine. Even if you take that at face value, that means in the next 1 year or 2 years he wants to bounce. He went to Italy. He went to the board and said, "I want a new contract." And the board's like, "We're
Yeah.
economically really having a hard time. We can't give you a new contract." He's like, "Okay, then I'm going to leave." That's not showing. That's not you saying that you care about the Inter fans, and the Inter fans also don't want anything to do with him. In that interview, he also said he'd like to play with Martinez, and he doesn't want Martinez to go anywhere. He says, "Let him stay in Milan. I'll come back to you. I'll come back." Bro, you, there's a time and place, and he does this. He does this a lot. Everywhere he goes, he keeps moaning about shit like this. At United, uh, there's a training ground a rumor that
Speech stats.
hmm, he said, if you don't let me go, I'll start breaking legs in training. And he leaked
No, no,
information.
no. Dude, somebody on Twitter said Lukaku is slow.
Hmm.
He went and
Yeah,
released the speed
speed
stats of
stats. Yeah,
training.
yeah,
Dude,
and
there's
Oh,
no
yeah.
one as salty as Lukaku. Like he's the most man-child, emotional man-child footballer I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
and it makes
But
no sense. I mean,
did
he,
you
he
hear
he did
what?
this at United, Inter, Chelsea again. Like, there's no. I don't know how he is the top most paid transferred highest striker in the world. Like, it
But
makes
did you
no
hear what
sense.
Inzaghi had to say about all this?
what's
He's
Simone
like,
Inzaghi, the Inter
yeah,
coach?
he said Zeko is doing the exact same thing what Lukaku did at Inter, and
Yeah, yeah.
just
And
see,
they got him for
and
free.
they got him for free. Exactly. What a
And
So,
steal by, like, what a financial deal by Inter for this, you know.
and it, like
and I
Deco
think
is
the
much.
Inter owner or someone commented saying that Chelsea and Inter are better off without Lukaku.
Honestly, I see he's good. He's really good. He's not worth the drama. Like, the drama
Yeah,
is just
too much wrong.
it's it gets unbearable sometimes, and to a point where he tries to make it more about himself, and he scored like 5 goals all season. System, no system. The ball is bouncing
Dude,
off
he
your
has
foot.
a really big ego. Like, it's insane. He thinks he's like the best striker in the world, along
Yeah.
with like
He's
Ronaldo
going
and
to do
and
another
Messi.
podcast. Remember when the year he was leaving United, he did a podcast, and here's the kicker. He did a podcast, and on the podcast, he had an American accent. I was like, bro. And then he did like a whole like he signed with Rock Nation, and he did a whole rap video with them. Bro, what are you?
But he speaks, I think, some 16 or 17 languages.
5 languages, 16. I don't even think there are 16.
I
I'm
know,
sure
I
for
think
that.
there are.
There must be easily like over 200 languages, but he speaks 5 languages fluently,
I thought
and he
it
also
was quite,
speaks,
I think it was more. Yeah.
and he's also stupid, is what he is.
Yeah, he's really
I
stupid.
don't know what his PR team is advising him because, like, I think anybody else should apply to that PR team and be like, I have a brain, so I can
There's a
take care
there's
of
a
your PR.
there's a meeting planned, and also after all of this, right? He's texting Tim Howard during the morning like premier. Tim Howard does the NBC the pre-match show for this for the US. He's texting Tim Howard saying situation is hot right now. I have another meeting. Only then we on Monday. Then we'll see. I'm like, bro, just shut the fuck up. Just like literally, just don't say shit.
So
Stop
there's
talking.
there's some Dean Jones interview today
Hmm.
where it says Lukaku's intention wasn't to start a push for a move away from Chelsea. He is very surprised how brutal the fallout has been from his interview with Sky Italia,
He's a
which
stupid
is
idiot, is
like,
what he is. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even a Chelsea supporter. I'm irritated with it.
dude, this is stupid, dude. This is like telling your wife my ex-girlfriend was amazing. Like, what, it doesn't make sense. And we're like, hey, I didn't imagine this much fallout and all will happen. Like, it makes no sense.
It's like, oh, my girlfriend was amazing. One day, hope to get back to her at the prime of my
One
career.
day I will go back
It's
to her
like,
in the peak of my performance.
and on your honeymoon, like doing this to your wife on your
Yeah.
honeymoon. You're like, asshole, you haven't done anything. What are you complaining? Yeah.
Dude, even
Uh,
like he hasn't done jack shit in the Champions League. He
he's
won in
not. He's not.
Italy, Serie A, he won twice or something. That's it. Like, he hasn't done anything big for him to warrant that kind of an ego. Like,
Now he wants to go.
He plays well for
Another.
Belgium, no? So maybe that, like, oh, I'm so good at for the country, and
no, he
I'm
plays
like great
okay.
for the club.
He doesn't play great for Belgium.
So
I
look,
think
he's
his
a guy.
stats say otherwise. I think.
So the thing with Lukaku, he looks like a target man. He's not a target man. He likes the ball played to his feet. and we saw this at United. Where he likes chasing the ball down. He'll get he'll get tight with the defender, spin him,
Yeah.
and then run in behind. That's the kind of striker he is. You can't like yes, he can hold the ball up, but that's not how his game works. And Tuchel is trying to use him as a target man. I think the first few games I pointed this out, saying Tuchel is trying to use him as a target man. It's not going to work because uh, what? But all right, your dreams online. But anyway, uh,
Must be spam.
probably. Anyway, the like he and so he's not. That's not the kind of way a team like a manager should utilize him. And I think Conte did it perfectly. Conte understood how he worked. Conte like sent him sent him to a dietitian, figured out everything that he needed to, that was wrong with him. All of that. But in the Prem, you don't get that time and space as you do in Serie A. Serie A is a slightly more slower league, and that doesn't work for. Um, it doesn't work in the Prem, and we've seen it happen time and time again. It happened at United. It happened at it's happening at Chelsea right now. At Everton also, where I thought he was really good, probably the best he's ever played in England in his career. But the more I look at it, the more I think of the situation. You're better off. Like you'll have better strikers that will come and go. Just if Chelsea, I think they're going to try and push him out on loan soon because the team is shocked. The reports in the Athletic that they can't believe what he did. They're like, bro, the timing of this is so bad.
Yeah, I think the first thing he needs to do is go in there, apologize to the team if he wants to be part of the team. That is, like, I mean, players will understand, right? Like they've all made mistakes. They've all fucked up somewhere here or the other. But he needs to go back into training. He has to go and train with the team. I mean, unless he wants to be pushed to reserves, which will just be another hilarious thing. Like what
100 million investment. I
happening?
don't know.
Yeah.
But
No, the thing is, you know why they backed Tuchel on this? This guy's even gone and insulted Chelsea and Roman Abramovich and stuff, right?
saying
That guy's
what?
not going to take this shit. Huh?
What did you tell Roman?
No, he basically said, "No, I don't really like he was talking a lot about like Chelsea very offhand and stuff like that. And there's a lot of reports saying that Abramovich is angry as hell, saying that, dude, you just spent 100 million on this guy, right? So is Mariana because she's like, Abramovich is like shouting down at her, saying, "Why don't you have control over the players? Like you should be having control over what they say, how they are. That loss of control is there." So the whole board, top to down, everyone's pissed off. So are the players, so are the fans. So this guy's gone and dug himself in a hole that's very hard to come out of.
Like a lot of Chelsea fans are honestly done with it. I think they can't be. It's going to be a very difficult road back if there is
Like
even
I'm
a
glad he
road.
didn't bring him. Right, I'm glad. Like a lot of people are saying, why didn't they? If he didn't start him, why didn't they get him as a substitute? But then I was like, dude, imagine him warming up. The crowd would have been chanting. All the players, our
Yeah.
attention would have been there. The camera's attention would have been there.
Yeah.
Everyone's attention would have been there.
You should
Like,
probably play him
I
away in the
mean,
away games for a few games, and then bring him on as a sub, and try and slowly put him back into the team if he even wants to be in the team. But, I don't even know what to
let
say.
him go to Tottenham, dude. Conte is there. Like, let him go. What's that?
Yeah, but imagine going from Chelsea to Tottenham. First of all, he'll go from public enemy number 5 to public enemy number 1 in the space of a hard.
I mean,
hard
Chelsea's already done with him, right? Technically, they're just like, he's like, I like Conte. Conte loves me. Something. So cool. Go play with Conte.
Cool, but I think if they sell Kane, probably. But I think Kane is Spurs looking good, and I think we'll get to Spurs. But it is we're now at that segment of the show where we have to address the other elephant in the room. So this is a most likely what do you call positive take on where Arsenal will finish because they've been looking good. They're in the top 4, and for that first half where they played Man City over the weekend, they completely pressed the life out of them.
Saka.
Bukayo Saka scores, and I think that was a great goal. What a lovely move, just cut
Yeah,
through
Yeah,
them.
like
that was quite good.
damn.
Yeah.
And honestly, this should have been 2-0 up because that penalty, that Edison penalty, where he
Should have
kicks
been given.
through Odegaard, he gets the ball and he gets the player. He doesn't get. It's not a clean contact. There's contact on the foot. There's contact on the ball, and that definitely should have. It went to VAR and it should have been given as a pen.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
somehow City escaped, and I think the pen they get is purely a reputation based pen because Granit Xhaka is Granit Xhaka. He pulls them, but Bernardo Silva is already on the way down. If you look at it again, Bernardo Silva is very much on the way
Yeah,
down. He feels the contact. He's on the way down, and Shaka's still pulling his shirt, and that just justifies the contact. Also, it's like, oh, further, proves that Shaka is that kind of a player where he will pull people in the box. He will make stupid mistakes. They get a draw. They equalize, and this is where it gets really funny because Arsenal have a open shot at goal like Martinelli, and he hits the post. Fine, you can miss. That's something you've been given a penalty, a slightly contentious penalty on the other end. Understandable. You can within 30 seconds of the restart, they get Gabriel gets himself sent off for a needless foul. One, he went to the penalty spot and tried to scuff it, and so he got his first yellow there. And then he blocks, I think, Jesus, who's making the run from bursting through, gets his second yellow, which is completely needless. And Arsenal held on, held on, held on. But City with 11 minutes like playing against 14 men. With 10, it's even worse.
yeah.
And they squeezed, and ball breaks to Rodri in the 91st minute or 92nd. Back to the net. City take the points and bounce.
93rd actually.
Oh man,
Yeah,
93rd minute.
yeah, the
Into
very
stoppage
last.
time. Yeah, it was just heartbreak for Arsenal.
Yeah, I really wish Arsenal won that actually.
Yeah,
Being a
everyone
I,
United
does.
fan,
I,
currently being a United fan.
it makes no sense really
Yeah,
because I'd much rather see Arsenal lose because no one is catching that City team. I think at this point, I had hopes on Chelsea initially at the start of the season, and then the football that Tuchel continued to play was proving to be very unsustainable, and it caught up with them. And now they
yeah,
play City next, right? That's the next big game that the immediate next fixture that they have. So the outcome of that game will be interesting. I think it's away. It's at the Etihad as well. So if City win that, I think it's curtains because even Liverpool have to go to the Etihad, and now they'll go on their 1-0 wins. They'll start grinding them out, and it's just a matter of time, really.
No, dude, 10-point lead is just that took Pep. It's just impossible to like.
he did
It's
this last year
impossible that he's
also.
going to let go of that kind of a lead.
But the next
Like,
time he loses, they'll be 18 points ahead of someone. I feel because right now
But that won't
every
help
team is having
anything.
like no, every team is inconsistent right now. Like you think about it, you look at Liverpool losing their best
but
players.
they're consistent, right? COVID has not affected Man City at all. Like, not
Exactly, yeah,
even
not at
like the
all.
Yeah,
slightest.
yeah,
No, but
Yeah.
AFCON comes in now. Salah and Mane are gone, and as much as I think Firmino is injured or he's got COVID, um, um, I think Allison also still has COVID. It's they have an easy set of fixtures. They have Palace, Brentford, and I'm not quite sure one other
And they
team.
have a game in hand.
Yeah, because their fixture against Wolves got postponed as well.
yeah.
So
Correct, correct.
you by the time Salah and Mane come back, City can have a 15-point lead as far as as far as we all know. It sucks because there was a generally an interesting title race. There was a three horse title race, and once again by December, it's very clear that who is going to win this. I hope I'm jinxing it by like already announcing City as the possible title winners because I want to see a title race. I really do, but the possibility of that happening is very very slim, especially given how just how inconsistent everybody else is. But from the teams from the chasing pack, I don't even call it the chasing pack really. I think Spurs are starting to look really good. They also won a game in the
Yeah,
96th minute against Watford. Like Son takes a free kick, Dance and Sanchez header 1-0. They somehow squeaked their way out of there. Conte's got them playing really well. I think against Liverpool, the Liverpool game was where I was like, oh shit, now like Conte has got his teeth into these dudes. That was the game. We haven't spoken about it because we hadn't done the pod through that period. But I
Yeah.
watched that game, and Tottenham should have won that game comfortably. They missed so
Yeah, there were
many
too many easy
chances.
chances. Very
That
easy chances.
Deli Ali and Son and even Kane so
Kane,
wasteful,
yeah.
and I think if Conte will probably sell Ali to bring in a player of his choice in the
So
Jan
he's
window.
trying to get Terrore. They're getting Terrore.
Oh, that'll Adama.
Adama.
Mm.
Traore. Yeah. That'd be a good addition, I think.
I don't know. That guy can't score either, and
Yeah,
No,
I
but
need someone who can score.
he'll at least like
He
take the
can
ball
take the
and,
ball till the line of the goal, but he can't put it in.
and pass it to Kane. That's
bro.
it.
Uh, uh, After what
Kane
Antonio
also can't
Conte
score that.
did,
Only Son can.
after what Conte did to Victor Moses, I can imagine what he'll do to Adama.
Dude, Adama Terror is basically Victor Moses on steroids, dude. Like
Yeah.
that's all. There is nothing like this. Like tell him run on the sideline, run like a headless chicken, and cross. That's all. Don't do anything else. Don't
He's
pitch
like
nothing.
he I think even if he jumped sports and jumped into the NFL, I think he'd fit right at home.
Yeah,
Honestly, I
or
think
maybe
he'll
Yeah,
be
easily.
mm,
He'd be a good
uh,
running back in the
like
NFL.
a wide
rugby. I think.
receiver is what I was thinking.
Sorry?
A wide receiver, right? I think he'd be a good wide receiver. I don't know, dude. I don't know my American football. I'm still
No,
learning.
I think he'd be a better running back for American football teams.
American and the NFL is one more thing, dude. I've been following. It's been a crazy weekend, but anyway, um,
Yeah, a lot has happened now in the
yeah,
NFL.
Lord Antonio Brown walked
I heard
off,
about
and
that. Yeah.
it was a bit mad. But now back to Spurs. Not this season. I think they might crack the top four at United's expense. I really think that's going to happen. I don't see Arsenal doing it because if Arsenal have two games in a week, their season derails. But I feel the way Conte has got Spurs playing and the way Arsenal, it's going to be a shootout between the two. United,
Yeah.
their best chance uh, at Champions League qualification, funnily enough, is through the Champions League. So it depends on how they do there.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's
That's
see.
also the only thing Ronaldo cares about. So
Yeah, like I mean, the league is gone. The league, I think, is more or less gone. He's got an FA Cup to play for, and he's got the Champions League where he'll dust himself down to, um, you know, put his name in the headlines. It's just you know what's going to happen. Like
yeah,
he got
He's
Atletico
gonna be
Madrid
there
in the
for us.
he got Atletico Madrid in the
despite
draw.
the 47 goals that he scored this year,
Oh, dude, that was that was
Oh
that
my
was
God, that
such
tweet was.
that was wonderful. So
Yeah.
if ever there was a person who has zero awareness of the things happening around him, it's probably Ronaldo. Because you have to be so full of yourself to be and even your PR teams must have been like, this is a bit arrogant because 2020 has been difficult for many people. Like, we know, like we remember the summer. Dear God. So it's and for him to be like, oh hey, uh, it's been a difficult year, in spite of my 47 goals
But you do
across
expect
all
that from him.
competitions. But
But you expect that
No.
from him.
honestly, I
yeah,
thought,
but that's the thing, right? The meme is that you expect that from him, but he actually went and did it, and
Yeah.
everyone's
Yeah.
like, bro, like, how can you be like this blind or this
this
not aware?
oblivious to
And the funny
having.
thing is, the photo is of him and his family. Okay, it's like it's been a difficult year despite 47 goals. It's like, dude, talk about your family, right? Something like that.
I thought Lukaku was probably the biggest idiot until that point. I was like, oh, how unaware are you? And obviously, here comes Ronaldo to make me eat my words, and we're like, oh, I am taking that top spot away from him.
Yeah. I
Not
remember
only,
when they were like everyone was reporting Messi got COVID. They were like, despite Ronaldo's 47 goals,
goes,
Messi
ah.
has
Yeah.
COVID. And now that's just a way to like give news now, apparently.
But Messi was out partying somewhere, no, for New Year's, and I think that's why he got the
So
COVID
I
from.
God, he was
honestly
with his
think,
family. He's partying with his family, dude.
But it was a big crowd, and
Bro, people are getting COVID from most random spots. I think we're all at one point or the other, we're
Yeah.
all going to get it. It's just
Yeah.
how things. I mean, I like though it just already had it, and he had some weird version of it where it was like, I have it, I don't have it, I have it, I don't have it.
Yeah,
But
I was
yeah,
playing chicken with me.
Yeah. So it's going to happen to us at some point. We might as well
yeah.
accept it. Just
But
get boosted.
people think it's a very short, like recovery time is very quick for
Yeah,
three,
it's
four
like
days.
yeah, but you get
But with
whacked in
this,
the face. So you get punched in the lungs for about a day.
yeah,
You have a
okay, fine.
fever, and then you should be okay. Oh man. But yeah, anything else that we'd like to quickly talk about? Who do you see
Let's
finishing
talk
top
about the
four right
United
now?
game.
Yeah, before we jump into the United game, there's like top four predictions as of right now.
City, Chelsea, Liverpool, top three for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think West Ham might sneak it and take top four.
Oh, dude, we haven't even spoken about those boys. Those boys are
Yeah,
killing
they're
it.
just killing it. They're doing
Yeah.
really
But they
well
lost
in
the
all.
game, no, this week.
No, they won.
They won.
They
They
were
won
3-0
three
up
two.
and they almost like gave it up 3-2. Like
Yeah, yeah,
Or
against.
they lost the game last week.
no,
Not
they
sure.
beat Southampton as well, so they've been on a roll.
They've been really
Hey,
good.
no, Boxing Day they lost to Southampton.
3-2. Oh, Southampton beat
2-3.
them 3-2. Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But
No,
they're
I remember
fifth.
watching that game
Oh,
and being like, dude, why isn't West Ham like 5-0 up? Uh,
They're so
but
that
then
Jared Bowen kid. Oh, Jared Bowen.
but then that's when you realize like I mean I don't know how that Chelsea Liverpool game became that intense, but every other game you
yeah.
see like the quality dip. Everyone being tired is so much in the Premier League. It's just insane.
No, I mean this is the 1 month where I felt like the COVID postponements really ruined football for me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as much as I'd like to
Not
say we were like we
not
weren't doing
postponements,
shows.
dude. I mean they were valid postponements. Like just
Exactly, yeah. I'm not saying it's
circuit
like
break the league, dude.
which made I said, dude, just if we'd
They
all
should
gone
have
on a
just
2 week
taken a
break,
break. Yeah.
yeah, if we'd gone on a 2 week break, assess,
Dude, look at that Chelsea stadium, dude. There's like a million people in that stadium, and they have put safe standing. So now they're standing. They're not even like sitting. They're standing like sandwiched together. And that country
190.
has 100,000 new cases a day. I don't understand what they're
It's
doing,
really
what the
insane.
plan is.
They're out of PCR tests, and I was in the UK for a short bit, but I got my COVID test, and what happened was, first of all, it's £70 for a COVID test because
It's insane.
wow,
Yeah,
What?
it's really.
I thought it's
70
free.
pounds,
It's 70 pounds.
£70 for a test because if you land in the country and you have to get it's mandatory. So
Mhm.
I had to I was in my hotel and I had to quarantine I was there for barely a week for 3 days
Oh shit!
because my
So the
test
test
results
came.
were my test never came.
Oh,
And on the third day, I was like, guys, I have no symptoms. I've been waiting. Where is the test? And they stopped replying because the third day was what, Christmas. And on 27th, I got an email saying, "Oh, your test was contaminated. We've refunded the entire amount. Take another one." And that was like that's when I had to fly out in 2 days. So I said I want a rapid PCR, and but apparently now the country is completely out of PCR tests. So it is what it is.
yeah, it's really insane over there.
Absolutely. It's just and it's. I mean, I don't want to get political with Boris Johnson, and I feel the country would have been in lockdown if it wasn't for things that happened last year, that whole Christmas party situation that unfolded. That country would definitely have been in some form of lockdown right now, and I think it was during the December break. It was needed because teams were getting wiped out.
Dude, like so many times, Tushar said we shouldn't be playing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really,
We
like
didn't have our
then
first team. We didn't have our best team. Like at
I have
least
no
3 games we
yeah.
complained.
Like you should have seen Conte when he first gave his press conference. He was visibly distressed. He said, "I don't want to be here. I don't want my team to be here because it had ripped through the Spurs camp, and Spurs didn't play a game for 3 weeks, almost at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were out for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah,
They didn't postpone a single Chelsea game, dude. And I didn't understand why. Like, that's not fair.
it's just and that revenue. They need the revenue for COVID
How
has
many,
been.
Yeah, but
were
there's
there
no
many
clarity
Christian-
on why they should postpone a game or why they shouldn't.
Mm.
That is one answer. Even the Leicester coach Brendan Rodgers was like, okay, just tell me why I should be playing this
I
game and
don't
why
I
I
don't think
shouldn't.
anybody knows why or why not.
Yeah. So
Like,
the FA Premier League, no one's being transparent. They're just like
Mm.
going
yeah,
by like, hey, dude, Chelsea have bench strength, so play. Doesn't matter.
You can feel a team of 13 players, or like
yeah, if
you can feel it.
you can feel a team, go for it. I think
Yeah,
that's what the mantra is.
just if there was a circuit breaker lockdown for the league, I think it would have definitely helped. And like right now, from an FPL perspective, it's pure chaos because I think
Oh
that's
man,
when I lost full interest in FPL because like, dude, it's pointless. One, I don't feel like watching football because it's just this is wrong. Like
yeah,
this is wrong. And two, I'm like the sheer stress in having to like figure out, oh, this person's not playing, that person's not playing. It's pointless, really.
yeah, it really is.
But okay, that's I don't want to end the episode on that note. But let's quickly talk about the United game that's about to start.
Yeah,
Akshay, what you got, bro?
I want to see United win,
Mm.
but it might be difficult to score against Jose Sa. He's in form. I think he's doing really well for Wolves. But
Juices.
let's see.
It'll be an
But
interesting
we have a new lineup tonight.
new centre back pairing.
New centre back pairing. Yeah, it's going to be
Bro, who is
very
there?
interesting to watch.
Varane and Phil
Varane
Jones.
and Phil Jones. Yeah,
Oh wow. You
yeah.
finally put Phil Jones. Dude, Phil Jones, that's what I was like all along. Is just like, why aren't you guys just using the option that you have?
Dude, he's either injury prone. There's something there that we don't.
He's very injury
It
prone.
seems to be like the club are hiding information. There's definitely something a lot
There's
more
something
serious.
wrong. Yeah, there's definitely something up with it.
Otherwise, he wouldn't. He would. They would have terminated his contract years ago. There's something like not quite right. The club are protecting him, which is
But
good.
let's just go through the lineups real quick.
Okay.
So we have Dave in goal,
Mm-hmm.
Van Bissaka, Varane, Jones, and Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
We have McTominay and Matic,
Matic, McTominay, Sancho,
Greenwood,
Greenwood.
Sancho, and Cavani, Ronaldo
There's no
for United.
movement. I mean, it's going to be a very slow, static midfield.
Yeah, it's going to be really slow.
No
And then
Bruno
for
Funny.
Wolves, we have
Go on, go
Jose
on.
Sa in goal. Sorry?
Go on, go on. I'm so sorry. Go on.
Yeah. Then Saiz, Cody, and Gilman as the centre backs, but three at the back. They have Marçal, Moutinho, Neves, and Semedo. And then Podence, him, Jimmy, and Trincao.
Oh man, no. So no Traore.
Yeah, no Traore.
Interesting. Okay.
No, he's on the bench. Yeah. Okay. But
Sorry,
what
what you were saying?
predictions?
There's a little bit of transfer news I thought I could tell
Yeah,
after
let's
you
go
guys
ahead.
are done.
No, go on. That's fine. But we get the predictions right at the end.
So Ferran Torres was revealed at Barcelona,
Correct. Yeah.
but they can't register him yet
Why?
because they don't have the money. So they're hoping Luke De Jong and a bunch of other players that they're trying to sell will be moved on, and then they're putting it in all papers and all that Luke De Jong holding back Barcelona or some shit. All that PR spin. Spain is
Tic
insane.
tac,
Like,
tic tac, tic tac. You see El Chiringuito wish people on New Year's Day. They have a clock, and the clock has Mbappe's face in it. It's like, wow.
I mean, that's just like they're like the
That's
big boss of
trolling.
football,
Yeah.
dude.
Guys, you should just
Football.
if there's
But
one Twitter account you should
in
all
other
follow.
news, Morata is also joining Barcelona, right?
No, if they have the money.
If they have the money. Yeah.
So they asked them about 4 transfers. So there was Luke Jong, uh,
I think Depay was on.
yeah, Dipe,
Yeah.
Torres, and one more was there. So they revealed him and all. They did that full clapping and all that smoke something and all middle of the stadium, but we can't play him. And they're like, he's injured anyway, so hopefully by the time
Yeah.
he's recovered,
He's
we can
back in
play him.
action. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're desperate to sell. The other thing is Haaland has said he's interested in playing for Barcelona.
Why, dude? Oh, good, good, go. I
Uh,
really
But
hope he
but
goes.
how
Great,
will they
great,
fund
great career
him?
move.
How will they fund him?
so I
No,
think Haaland just feel like Mbappe Madrid is 100%, and he
Yeah.
wants to be the star of his own team. So
you should just go to
maybe,
City and score tap-ins. Like, just do it. Go to City, score tap-ins, score 100 tap-ins. Get them all.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
the 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 new PSG Newcastle is signing Trippier from Atletico Madrid
Hmm.
for 37 million for a 31-year-old.
Crazy. Crazy.
Oh,
They're gonna blow through their FFP if they keep doing this.
Newcastle
Yeah.
are going to like sign
What
players
is
at a
up with
premium.
Newcastle?
I think they have a COVID outbreak, right? Which is why their game also got postponed.
No, but where do you see them finishing the league?
I mean that depends on this window.
This
Like if
month,
they
yeah,
buy
this
like
month.
a
Mm,
shitload,
If
then
they
maybe
yeah.
they can stay up.
they
Otherwise,
need
they're
an,
screwed.
an entire new defense. If they get a new defense and within the month and they get them playing by the end of February, they'll stay up. If not,
Mm,
someone's about to be the richest club in the championship.
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, it's
Oh, but
richest
speaking of the
club in the
championship,
world in the championship.
speaking of the championship, Wayne Rooney's Derby County,
Oh yeah, where are they?
he might just do it. So they've had what a 12-point deduction
Correct.
because
Yeah.
and and now they're I think they're what 4 points from safety.
No, they're 8 points from safety.
8 points from safety, and they've won
But
their last three games.
no, 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 no. But the person who's 22nd on the
Hmm.
table, Petersburg United, they have
Hmm.
2 games in hand compared to Derby County. So
But how many more games left to play?
I don't know how many games. How many
It's
games do
what
they play?
24 teams, right?
24 teams. So yeah,
So about 23, 46
six,
games.
26 games. Yeah, so they have a while to go.
I feel he's going to do it. That club is
He
supposed
can do
going
it.
to administration, and if he pulls it off, man, Wayne
I, I
Rooney.
really, I really would love to see him pull it
Yeah,
off.
shit. That'll be the impossible dream, and I hope he manages to do it.
Mm,
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to add, or we'll wrap this up? I think United draw today, by the way, 1-1.
yeah, let's see.
Okay. I think that should be that. The game's about to kick off in about.
There's an interesting stat about Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
This is Arsenal's 10th loss in a row in the Premier League to Man City.
It was so
And,
So they
close.
haven't even
and
drawn or won.
speaking of Arsenal stats, I have one more.
All right, go on.
This is the first goal they've scored in 200 hours or something against City
What?
while,
Oh, really?
while playing against City. So that's about 19
They
games.
deserved to get something out of that game. I thought they would.
Yeah.
That first half, I haven't seen a team press City the
They
way.
bossed. Yeah.
Absolutely, like Pep had no answers, and his team is
Yeah.
completely fresh, fit, and like the way Arsenal outplay them, props to them. Okay, we probably should do a hero and villain of the week because I feel like that's been an interesting section. Who do you think is our hero of the week so far?
Jared Bowen.
Why? What did he do? Like, let's
He's
not
been
even talk
really good.
about him.
He's
I
been
don't want to
really
talk
good.
about Jared Bowen, dude. Like,
Me neither, but he's been really good.
but he's not been good this week. I don't think he did anything this week.
He got an assist, luckily, for one of
He
the
did.
goals.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
but I think hero of the week, I would give to drumroll Kovacic because goal of the week, probably goal of the season.
Yeah,
if
goal
I'm
of the
being
week.
perfectly honest.
Yeah.
And villain of the week, I think there's only one answer, isn't there?
Mane.
No, Lukaku, stupid idiot.
Hey, he didn't play, dude. So
So what? Like, he doesn't have to mean play. Didn't have to play. Like, just he's in the news. He's a stupid fellow for it.
Ronaldo or Lukaku?
No, probably Lukaku. Ronaldo's like he's
So Ronaldo doing
constantly
Ronaldo
aware.
things.
But Ronaldo's he's not affecting anybody except like his public perception
Yeah.
of or something that people already know, if I'm being perfectly honest. So yeah, Lux is the villain of the week. And we will be back Thursday. I think the FA Cup games kick off this weekend, so we'll preview that. And we shall be back every two episodes on a weekly basis. We shall see you through the year.
Unless
Hopefully.
Unless something. I'm creating a new overlay for this channel is going to look a lot better. I promise you. The changes are on its way. All right. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Cheers.
We'll see you.
Take care.
Whenever you do
Bye-bye.
see it. Bye.